Hello, friends. Looks like we're handshaking and we're getting into a match. Four-player Treasure Islands. Okay. Been a while. And let's take a look at this board real quick. Pretty good 5, 9, 10, which may be what we're doing. Getting the best ore there. That also gets us wood. Yeah. I think that's what we've got to do. Take that 5, 9, 10. Okay. The problem is someone could very easily go for the 9, 12 in a four-player match. I think, let's just point north. It'll be what it'll be. Okay. Somebody may well go also for the 6, 3. 3 for 1 port. That's a pretty good spot. So it's been a while since I've recorded a match. I played a few games with friends the other night online, and we used Discord to talk while we play, which was really fun. Catch up with friends over some games of Catan. But I'm looking to play, and so let's see. I don't recognize any of these names as people I played with before, so I think it really is completely random. Purple, let's see what they're gonna do. Orca Z Jezrorka? There are some things out there that aren't bad. But we'll have to see what they do. Okay, yep. I was thinking if I pointed my road that way, I'd hope to get on that spot, but yeah, taken. Wow. Okay. Huh. I always find it interesting when people do that. Okay. Not a bad setup at all in terms of trying to keep your knight. Okay. That's a good one. Purple has some really good spots there. Either the 10, 9, 11 or the 6, 5, 11. Both are obviously really strong and would get them all 5 resources. Yeah, I may take the one they don't take. Wow. Okay, we're back to purple again, and purple did take a long time last time. Not that I am a quick placer, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably taking the one they're not taking. Although the 611-3 isn't bad either, and that gets me brick to start with. But it would just be difficult in terms of commodities. Purple? Oh, purple's out? Wow. Okay. Now we need to get this missing player thing out of the way. All right. Hmm. I think I'm taking the 6-11-3. Yeah. Now I really wish I had pointed to the shore. That is a shame that I'm not just one road away. But, okay. So we're not going to have very good sheep. I guess I'm okay with starting that way. But let's go here. And let's go here. Okay. All we need is a 9. But we get a 4. Gee, I thought about that 4-3-9, but yeah. 8. That's not us either. 3. Got some brick. Not necessarily a bad thing. Eight again. Wow. Okay, so yeah, red is working on that. And they got it. Good for them. Good for them. 7. No help. 5. Okay. Whole lot of wheat for everybody. 8 again. Wow. Wow. Just waiting on a 9. Or maybe a 3. 3 would help. Oh, red. Okay. 3 again. Okay. Well, that puts us over, but if we don't roll a 7, then we'll be good. We did roll a 7 last time. Okay, so we're the only ones who haven't. Let's see if we can get a 9. That would be awesome. A 9. Okay. Good for us. Good for our opponents, though, as well. Let's build there. Let's activate. I am going to build a road south to the 11-4. Yeah, let's do that. Do 4-for-1 trade. You know what? Actually, let's do this. We need to get some cards. Let's prioritize that. Seven. Nope. 9 again. Okay, good for opponents, but good for us too. 4. Another 4. I don't think let's take this. Smith. Not the best card for me, but we shall see. I don't think a 6 rolled. No, 6 didn't roll. 9 again. Wow. Those guys are cleaning up with some good commodities. Let's activate there. Okay. 6. So we are close to that. Let's see. Purple. No. We're going to say no. We'll let somebody else make that trade. No. We need wood, but they don't have wood. Nope, they need wood too. Okay. Very good for me. Hopefully. Ooh, nice. Pink. Finding a gold. And they get to activate. Yeah, no 5s or 10s rolled yet. Alchemist. 6. Okay. Yeah, that's good for red. Puts me over. We shall see. What we can do. I'd love another 9. 8. Okay. Not what I wanted. But let's activate that while we can. Everybody is activated. You know what? Let's build a knight. Let's see if we can get a wood. Anybody want something for a wood? Wood? No. Pink? Maybe. Don't have it. Okay. Let's activate that. Let's do a Smith card. And yeah. Okay. 5. Commercial Harbor, got nothing. Nice for purple. Yeah, no 10s. No 10s have rolled. Purple and pink are both on that 10. Yeah, I'll do that. Three. Okay. Maybe it's time to build a wall. If we don't lose these. Need some 10s. 8. Wow. Tough. Pink, that might be putting them over. Well, they probably got one stolen. So let's see what we got. 10. Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice. Purple's not going to trade the wood, but let's see if we can do that. Or that. Pink. Do you want to make me an offer? maybe? Yeah, I don't have it. You're asking for something I don't have. Nope. Okay. Build there. And let's do this. Get a city wall. Okay. 6. Yeah, we got that city wall. 5. Huh. Yep. Six again. Wow. Okay, that puts me over, unfortunately. But we sure could use another 9. Longest road. Man. Yeah, we could really use a 9. 7. Of course. Of course. Okay. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that. We're going to drop this. Yeah, let's drop that there. Steal from red. We'll take that. And yeah. 6. Good, good, good. Eight. So pink gets wood anyway. Oh, did come around to his turn. 8. Wow, it did make it around. An 11. Okay, I'll take that. Let's do this for that. Seven. Resource monopoly. Okay, that could definitely be helpful. Another 8. Okay, well, let's see what pink does with their wood. Yeah, okay, they used at least one. Yeah. 7. Victory. Okay, well, I got the point. Pulling myself out of last place. Not much resources out there. 8. Okay. Yeah. We're just going to activate this. Okay, there we are. Just going to activate that. And call it a turn. 7. Wow, a lot of 7s. 10. Okay. Whole lot of wheat out there. Well, 1 less. 2 less. 4. 4. Nothing for me. Or 5. I think I'm still not using it. I don't think it really matters that these guys have wheat. 3 wheat's just not gonna do anything for me. Wonder if I can do that. Okay, we make it to there. Let's do that. 4 blocked. Five. Okay. Well, more wheat. Pink. Crane. Yeah. Good card. I have a good card sitting on a resource monopoly, but there were a lot of 7s and not a lot of things I really needed. So, let's see. Let's see what happens here. 4. Okay, well, there's or. If, let's see. 9. Okay, thanks, friends. That's terrific that you did that. Let's get a second city. And let's call it a turn. 6. Okay. Wow. Commercial harbor, got nothing. Wow. They're really doing well with those commercial harbors. Yeah, I'll do that. Ooh, okay. Way to go, AI. 7. Yeah, kind of who cares about that? Well done. Okay. We'll give up that. Yeah, it's strong. Wow. Eight. Engineer. Okay. I'm not getting the I would have loved a road builder. Wow. Congrats, Red. Good card. Yeah. I think Pink wasted a move in putting the ship there. There was a better spot to like block Red, but it is what it is. Okay, let's see what we can do. 7. Yep, they got the card. Pink. Gotta block you both. I'll take an extra wood. Let's Do engineering. See if I can do that. Purple. Thank you. We shall do that. And let's activate there. Okay. 9. Great. Merchant. Okay. No. Might do it on my turn, but I'm not going to do it now. Alchemist. Ooh, an 8. A 10. Okay. Oh, they needed the wheat, I guess, to activate. And they also got, yeah, Gold Mountain card. Pretty nice. And they're on a 3-for-1 port, so, yeah. Yep, I think we're playing to 16, right? Yeah. Okay, 5. Get us some more wheat. We have a 3-for-1 port. That is a help. Well, what did they get for that? They must have gotten something, right? Did I just not notice? Are they choosing? Okay, they got a resource of their choice, a wood. They're going to activate irrigation. Yeah. My turn. 12. Oh, wow. Okay. I will totally take that. Let's see. First, let's start with that because we are behind, and that is a big help. I think I need to take... yeah. Part of me would love to build 2 ships, but let's just see if we can do that. Is that a thing? Okay. We'll take that. 1, 2. Okay. That's good. That's good. Let's do this. Do that. Activate. Okay. 7. Need some cards. Let's get some cards. Some 7s, that'll help. They gonna put it on me? No. Oh, they're gonna bounce it around. So maybe they will. Yeah. Oh, good steal. Ouch. Boy. That was tough. Okay. I'd love to see some 7s here. 2 or 3 7s in a row. To knock pink back a little bit in succession. Well, man, got some good. They're just using everything they got. 8, no help. Oh, got a card, a medicine. Not the biggest help at this stage, but you know, a 9 and a 5 or 6 gets me a city, and every point counts when trying to come back. Yeah, pink. Green is much more likely to overtake, maybe steal longest road, do a whole bunch of different things than than me at this point. Yep. Yep, yep. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Nice save, Red. Inventor. Oh, good steal. Eight again. Wow. Tough. Okay, we got nothing. So that's our turn. As soon as it comes to us. Rough being not able to do anything this late in the game on a turn and just be sitting here with zero. And once again, sitting here with zero. So tough, 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 tough. Good placement, Pink. Got nothing. 14 cards. Wow. Wow. Purple. Okay. Got nothing. Got nothing. Okay, got nothing. Two. Huh. I think that's the first two of the game. Medicine. Okay. Yep, 11 points. Here we go. They're not even worried about longest road. Although 8, actually, maybe they are. But I don't think so. I think they would probably build back. Unless you're trying to loop or something. Yeah, 13. That's almost game. Once again. 8 again. Wow. Is that 3 8s in a row? Maybe? Yeah. That's how you win the match. Getting your numbers to roll a whole lot. We're on good numbers, but we're not getting anything like, 3 6s in a row or 3 9s in a row or something. 3 9s in a row would be crazy good. Okay. I'm still going into my turn with nothing. The 10 rolled. I'd happily help you, but I can't. I got nothing. I sure could use a 7. A 4. Printer? Is that me? Yeah, okay. Got nothing though. Got a point, but nothing. 6. Road building. Okay. That's helpful. Inventor. Oh, stole my 9. Wow. Wow. Oh, boy. 8. Back to the 8s. 8 is still the 14 8s. Wow. And they got the point. 14. This could be game. Can they get longest road? If they can, that is game. Yep, that's what they're doing. That is what they are doing. No? Wow. That is not what they're doing. Oh, maybe they're just setting themselves up to then do it. 15? Really? Huh. Okay. Very close. Red. Oh, an 11. Awesome. I'll take that. That gets me a point, actually. On the 11-12. A city on the 11-12. Okay, yeah, red can build out a little bit and block. Not bad. Yeah, I think you needed to build, well, yeah. Hmm. 14 roads, okay. Hmm. My turn. 8 again, of course, of course, of course. Yep, not being on an 8 is a killer. 15 8s, 10 sevens, that is crazy. Yeah. Okay. Um, let's road building. We finally got this. Let's, you know what? We're going to build there. 2, okay. That's not a help. But, and we'll build there. I don't think this is going to get us to another round, but best we can do is just simply do that. Activate, activate, call it a turn. 9. Yep. Don't have it. Good one, purple. That'd be great. 3. Okay, I'll take that. Oh, irrigation. Nice, nice, nice. That's a settlement on the 6-2. But, oh, how many cards did they start with? They have 10 now? That's got to be it. That's got to be game. Yeah. Congrats, GG. Well played, purple. Is that longest road? Engineer? No? What? What's going on? That is so weird. I guess they're just building out spots that they can build a... Red is probably shocked by that as well. 6. Diplomat, okay. Saboteur. Okay. Might be able to extend the game a little longer. Warlord, okay. Well played. Wow. I highly doubt this is a comeback, but it would be amazing if it was. Okay, let's see what we can do. A 10, of course. We kind of needed a 10, but it is blocked, so that's not any help. Yeah, unfortunate. You know what? Let's do this. See what we get. I'm going to take, I guess we're going to take this card. Master Merchant. Okay. Pink. Take that. And take that. And we will build here for 10. We will diplomat you there. What can we do? Let's see real quick here. 4, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do that. That. Okay. 7. Wedding. Huh. 1, 2. Seven. Bishop. Good spot. Ouch, but that might not be any help. Okay, you gotta win now, green. Or pink, I'm sorry. Or green. Gotta win now. Got 7 cards. Plus 4 cards. That was it? What are you doing? 10, okay. That's good for me. My turn. 10. Okay. That gets me to level 2. Let's see what we can steal. Okay. Purple will trade with us. Nope. Purple, nope. Okay. So let's do that. Let's let's just go. That's it. That's going to be the game. 2. Good for red. Or, I'm sorry, yeah. Road building. Trade monopoly. Oh, good for purple. 10. Okay. Okay, 20 cards. Come on. Come on, Joel. Speed up the match. You won. You won like 3 turns ago. There's no way you do not have... Who left? Oh, red? Yeah. I get that. I mean, the game's over. Just, just end it. That's it. Are you taking the longest road? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Okay, so actually, well, they left, so we're in second place, but we really did get second place because of longest road. I don't know what what Pink was all about there, but there was kind of no reason to stretch the game. They played well up until that very end. I don't know if they were confused. I don't know if they weren't paying attention. I don't know if they weren't seeing that that's all they had to do or what was going on. But if you're out there, Jewel, you're watching this on my YouTube, let me know what you were thinking. Because, yeah, it is what it is. Actually, so Purple, if Purple had been a human, Purple got that road builder. They could have actually built from their knight at the 8-3, built around to the and broken Pink's longest road, right? Built around to the 3, the sheep 3, and then moved their knight over for an awesome power play that would have definitely extended the match, right? In a very funny kind of way. So the AI, could have had a real opportunity there. Me, so looking at it, I never got the science bonus, which is rare for me in a lot of these matches. It is what it is. I took the point. I could have probably held to get the 6 wood city, but that is what it is. I at that point I just felt like let's just throw a point on the board. Game's about to end. Yeah, but I could port the 3 wood for another paper, and maybe in the next Red's turn, my turn, gotten a 10 or something, gotten a 6 or a 5 to be able to also port wheat over for it. So we'd have to see. But so potentially I could have gotten it my very next turn. But again, as many things in the life of not coming in first in Catan, too little, too late, right? Too little, too late. Should I have built to the 6-5 and possibly tried to city there? Maybe. And that way gotten, there were definitely some 5 rolls. But you know what? We'll get to the 5 roll. We'll get to all that. Let's take a look at the stats. So Jewel won. Yeah, we got that point that time. I guess it was I don't know if it was a Constitution, I think it was, that came out that we got that turn. So we're the only ones who had that. We never got the merchant. I don't think. Did we? No, I don't think we did. We didn't seem to get that many cards. I don't know. We were slow to get the commodities and then very slow to get cards. And that was kind of just what it was. We did build on an island. Purple, the AI never did. Let's take a look at players. So they were robbed 9 times, and well-deserved 9 times. We were robbed a couple, 3. They were robbed 7. Purple 0. That makes sense. They built 2 cities. We got 3. They got 1. They got 2. A lot of settlements, though. We didn't really build many settlements. 3, yeah. But they were building out on the islands. I didn't notice. Did they have any islands that... No. So they could have built over to the 3, which is what I thought they would do for the win. But they never did that. I thought, if they're not going to take longest road, they'll build over there. And Red kind of needed maybe one more road onto the 3 and maybe move the knight over or something. I don't know. Or something. Who knows? But then again, they could come off the 10. They don't need to come off the 10 Gold Mountain and build around 2. So it was a hard island to defend. and pink just had tons and tons of resources every single turn. Even here, they're out of the game with four cards, one politics, three science. So maybe they couldn't use the politics, but science, it's hard to say three science cards that aren't any good, and 8 just resources and commodities. So they were killing it. They were just absolutely killing it. Their numbers were rolling. The 8s were rolling like crazy. And they had a city and a settlement on the 8 wood. Yeah, there's nothing nothing you can do about that, right? And then they were on the 6 wood, so I kept blocking that. But, earlier in the game, it just seemed smarter to do that, and there it seemed smarter to do that, and maybe red would be able to move the knight to once again attack pink if they wanted to. Was also my thinking. But, yeah. So, let's take a look. We got 8 roads, very late on the road game, and 2 of them were from Road Builder, which was nice. We got hit by the robber at a tough time there towards the end. I guess we had just, at that time we were showing we were in second place by a point, and so we were getting hit, but honestly, I think red had a better, red ended up taking longest road for a while and all that kind of stuff. Okay, game, 45 minutes, 70 rounds, went so fast. Red was a relatively slow player. I think pink was too. I think of myself as a slow player. Maybe the AI kept things moving. The dice were nuts. The dice were absolutely nuts. That was just really, really frustrating. And another thing too, we got inventored that time. We got our 11 and our 9 switched with the AI. I mean, any other person would have stolen, from pink, right? So, yeah. So that's just tough luck, right? I mean, that just is tough luck to have that happen. Yeah. But it is what it is, Nothing you can do about that. So, yeah. But the 9 didn't roll very well, only 5 times the whole match. The 10 rolled 7 times, but a handful of those it was blocked, which was a shame. The 11 rolled 3 times. I think I was always on an 11 because my 9 and 11 did get switched. So I was always on a 9, always on an 11, but they just didn't roll that well. 6s and 5s were both my wheats. They did very well, but not compared to the 8. I mean, the 8 rolled almost 3 times more than all of them. So yeah, yeah. But that's the way the game goes sometimes. The dice absolutely, luck plays a role in it, and it was a game that, the 10 was like one of the last numbers to roll in the match, and we were just stuck. Nobody wanted to, red and purple were the ones getting wood, red and pink, and nobody was going to trade with us. Yeah. So there are things that I could have done better. I should have, my initial placement, I should have pointed my road to the direction of the 3-for-1 port on that, what was a 5-9-10 and is now a 5-11-10. So that would have saved me a couple of turns to build that and get myself moving there. And as well, maybe I should have tried to build a road to the 5-6 and built a settlement there just to get some wood. I was kind of up in the air. Do I do that, or do I try to get 2 roads down to the 4-5 3-for-1 port instead of the other 3-for-1 port? And I was kind of meandering back and forth. I wasn't sure what to do. So that is kind of what it is. But that might have been wiser. you know, that might have been, but eh, missed opportunities. It's the name of the game. Okay, so I'm going to get off. I'd love it if people would leave a comment, let me know what you think. Also, hoping to get more subscribers to the channel. If you enjoy Catan content, especially Cities and Nights with Seafarers, that's what I do. I try to post at least 2 matches a week. Some weeks I get busy. I went to New York for a few days, different things going on. I was sick. I came back from New York sick, so then that was kind of a whatever. But I think I've been pretty good. Some weeks I'll get as many as 3 or 4. I don't think I've ever posted less than 2 though each week. So I've hung in there pretty well, and I'm really enjoying it. I definitely am getting better. Some of you have given me fantastic advice in the comments, and some of my friends have just told me what they think about some of these games, which I really appreciate as well. But yeah, would love to have more subscribers. Support the Catan community and subscribe. And if you're watching and you are Cities and Nights curious, let me know. I generally think while I'm playing that I'm speaking to people who know how to play. But if you're new, you're learning, I could get into more detail about the cards and different things. And in many ways, I tell this to many people who want to get into playing Cities and Nights. It's much easier to learn Cities and Nights online because the game is very complicated in person of Cities and Nights. Plus, to set up Cities and Nights and Seafarers, I think would take like all day to set up the board. So these boards, Catan Universe, they pop up instantly, which is great. And there's a turn timer, and then also Catan Universe highlights what cards you can use, right? So the situational cards, we had to explain that to a friend who's learning how to play online the other night. He wanted to use that card that it's the blue card where you move somebody's knight, and he was thinking that it was a card where you steal somebody's knight, and he didn't understand why he couldn't play it. And we explained to him, that the cards that are unhighlighted, like that one, it's a situational card, and it can only be used in certain situations, and that's when that card will light up for you to be able to use it. So yeah, so in some ways, learning to play with people online is much easier than learning to play in person. That's my opinion, and I'll stick with it and find some friends. And playing, just playing Cities and Nights is fine. But playing with Seafarers, I just think is just fantastic. It's just, the ultimate way to play Catan. So that's my opinion. And like I said, that just would take forever to set up in person, just to set up the board, and then to play the game. Everybody's turn is going to take a long time because it's Cities and Nights. You're looking through your cards, you're figuring everything out. Can I play this card? What's going on? So yeah, in-person turns take a lot longer than this turn timer has been my experience. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's take a look at ELO before we go. So let's just do that real quick. Okay, so who isn't there? Red? Is there? He dropped out? How does that work? Okay, but looks like I'm the lowest here. Okay, I got a fraction of a point, which, better than losing a point. Jewel got 8. Congratulations, you deserved it. You should have won sooner, and then you'd really... Oh, Jewel's not much higher than me. Where am I at? I'm at 1232. So Jewel and I were close to tying. Yeah, well played, Jewel. Well played. And then, yeah, they are at 1258. So they were a little ahead of us. I have no idea. It would have been nice to see where Red was here, too. So we were all platinum. We were all, the 3 of us anyway, were all in the same, general vicinity of talent. It's a shame Purple dropped out so early. It could have made a big difference in the way the game went. And I don't think they were really... okay, so I don't know if they took their second spot or the AI chose their second spot. But, I mean, this, look at them, right? Okay, they only got to 7 points. They didn't go to C. A lot of time, it's weird. The AIs, you can never tell if they're going to go to C or not, right? They weren't in a great situation to go to C, so it's kind of like what it is. But they got a metropolis, right? They built another city. They got a metropolis. They did some strong things. They would have been getting Catan points likely or competing for them. So, purple definitely, you can win these games without going to C. And they could have done it in this game without going to C. That would have been really impressive. That they had a shot. They totally had a shot. And they also could have tried to go to C. Nobody was stopping them from that either. So, yeah. Okay. But that's the ELO. Go back here. And we're just going to say goodbye. And thank you. And I'll post this and I'll try to get some more recorded this week. Take care, friends. See you on YouTube.